very interesting piece of news that broke today that matters to a lot of you because so many of you own General Electric. As she pushed him, he wouldn't answer, but she asked him about Nelson Peltz taking a huge bet in General Electric. Nelson Peltz is an activist like Carl Icahn, and his firm, Trian, is taking a $2.5 billion stake in the company, making it Trian's largest investment to date. Peltz, who has had a lot of success being an activist in other companies, said in a statement that he found the company to be undervalued and underappreciated. Peltz's company now joins firms like Vanguard, BlackRock, Fidelity, and T. Rowe Price in holding one of the top institutional investor spots. But we bring in Charlie Gasparino on this subject. Can he make a difference, and how sort of vicious will he get with GE?
We should point out that on your show back last year in March, we talked about how Nelson Peltz was talking with Jeff Immelt about activist investing, what are they looking for, and how they might go after GE.
Right here on the show.
Right here on the show. You can go to foxbusiness.com, pull down the clip. It was obviously prophetic in this sense that now we have Peltz taking a stake in GE. And I will say this is not the usual activist stake. Usually the activist stake is one of contention, right? I think what you have here, at least now, it may turn contentious in the future. You have now Nelson Peltz saying, I agree with Jeff Immelt's direction of GE, selling off assets, becoming more focused, and doing stock buybacks to appease investors. We agree with that. We think that if he keeps on this path that he says he will, this is a $45 stock, and we have a lot of confidence in running the company for the next 3 or so years, where it hits that $45 mark from where it is right now. That's what Nelson Peltz is saying today. Now, that may change, because we should point out that GE isn't a company that likes to be taking orders from its shareholders. If you notice, a lot of those are passive, particularly Vanguard.
You and I both worked at a GE-owned company,
we should point out, we worked at CNBC.
And we used to see these vague attempts by shareholders. There was one elderly lady who would come in and make some noise, but there was never really any effect.
Yeah, and GE is such a big company, it has a huge market cap, but it doesn't like taking orders from shareholders. And Peltz is the type of shareholder that likes giving orders. So there's something here that I think we're at a mile. This could be a seminal change in activist investing, where you actually see activists teaming up with the CEO because they're both on the same page and they're both willing to work together. Peltz has got a really good record. He and Immelt get along great. Obviously, if Immelt doesn't deliver, Peltz, it will be a more contentious relationship. But right now, this is something different in activist investing. I will say this. I want to say something about Carl Icahn. If you notice, Trish asked him the question about GE. What do you think? It's a pretty benign question.
He said, ask Nelson.
You know, there's a story about Carl right now. If you notice, he's looking to manage the news in ways I've never seen before. He's putting out his own video, which was kind of weird. He put out this own video where he talked about Trump and everything else. He's basically not answering a lot of questions. He'll only stick to safe subjects. My guess is when he got kind of roped into that whole thing on insider trading, which he's not going to get charged. And today's Supreme Court ruling on the Second Circuit ruling, which makes insider trading harder to prosecute, basically seals the case. What's his name? Carl's is not going to get it. He's not going to get indicted or charged or anything. But you notice he doesn't answer any tough questions anymore. He kicks the can. He's looking to manage the news. It's almost, I miss the old Carl Icahn, who was willing to say anything. It's what made him such great TV and great for the markets. Now he sticks to safe subjects. He loves Donald. Go talk to Nelson.
Well, Bill Ackman puts out videos too. They all want to play.
No, but it's not that. If you look at Carl's just not going there with anything semi-controversial. It's a change in Carl Icahn right now. It's sad. It's so sad. Jolly. Remember the old days when he go Jolly? Yeah,
Jolly Liz. Yeah, come on. Yeah, good to see you.